Hello everyone, welcome to the Carbon Updates dashboard tutorial. Today we are going to do something out of the box. We are going to do something that is not been done before in this tutorial series. We're going to build a pessimistic model of the climate change assessment model. What the pessimistic model takes in is the worst case scenario. What are we going to do when we hit the worst case scenario? All the policies are wrong. All the effort, all right things that we may need to do to curb climate change may be wrong. We go to the worst case scenario for a pessimistic model. And with that model, what we can see is the level of cumulative damages that we may see up to 2100. For this, we're going to use the on-roads software that has been built by MIT and different kind of partners that the MIT uses. Now, the data utilized in this dashboard and in this climate simulation is based upon real scientific data, real scientific research, and it's updated every month. And we have incorporated this dashboard, thankfully, from the efforts of On-Roads. So without much further ado, we want to begin this by clicking Get Started. Now, whenever we want to use On-Roads in the climate updates and the carbon updates dashboard, both of them, we can click on the country selection. Now you can access On-Roads using any of the country selection, and it is a freemium feature that is available in this dashboard. Now we will let it provide us the landing page, which is Nepal for our reference right now. Because I clicked in Nepal, we could have easily clicked any other software. Now what we want to do right now is click the climate simulator, which is being built by On-Roads, and it is being built by the MIT management committee. Over here we have only been able to incorporate this as an add-on for our website. Now, as you can see in this On-Roads platform over here, you can see the increase of temperature of 3.3 degrees Celsius or 5.9. Now this is expected by 2100. Now this is the global average, right? This is not your average for every simultaneous location. For example, it may differ closer to the equator compared to the North Pole, or somewhere compared to the Himalayas of Nepal. So the temperature rise is relative to the location. We can figure that out a little bit later. Right now we're only talking about the global averages. As you can see, there's different kinds of sliders available over here. We have energy supply, which is right over here, as you can see in the screen. Then there is transport. Then there is carbon dioxide removal. And then there is buildings and industry, other sources of greenhouse gases. You have growth, and you have different kinds of other factors that you can change in each parameter. So let's start with that. Let's start with the usual suspects, coal, right? We want to see coal subsidy, right? It's at 0 ton. So let's go highly subsidized. It's heavily subsidized. As you can see, the temperature was at 5.9, 6 degrees. So we are assuming that the government policies are a little bit outdated compared to the climatic model, and they go towards using more coal. So let's go a little bit further. Let's increase the tax subsidies that are increased by 2100. There is a little bit of change, right? So but we want the worst case scenario, so let's keep it at that, right? Let's keep it at the worst case scenario, 6.0. We don't want to stop it. We don't want to do reduction of new coal infrastructure. We don't want to do that. No, no, no. None of this. We do none of this, right? All right, we change one of those things. Now, tax subsidy. We want to go to the worst case scenario, right? 0%. Any worst case? Any changes in terms of temperature? No. Green hydrogen production subsidy. We don't want to get that. Okay. I've never done this worst case scenario. I only try to do the best. So doing a pessimistic view. So oil, right? So we decide to increase oil subsidy. Let's see how the climate model start this year. None of this. Okay, we're trying to go to the worst. Okay. Highly taxed. Okay. Natural gas. Natural gas. Usually it's the first parameter. Yep, we want to go higher. All right, so I don't want to do something that does not. All right, so we see an increase by 2060. Okay, carbon price is. Oh wow. So basically, if you increase carbon price, it can offset a lot of this damage. But we don't want to do that. We want to go to the worst case possible. Energy efficiency will decrease it. Energy efficiency will decrease it. Yep. Population will higher growth. Economic growth will increase higher. Electrification, nature-based technical agriculture, waste and leakage, deforestation increased. So see, the worst case scenario, I don't even have to click on 3 of these. I did the worst case scenario. 5 degrees of change by 2100. This is the worst case scenario. Let's see what we have done with the actions and outcomes. So the action that we did was increase coal tax subsidy. We increased the oil subsidy. We increased the tax subsidy on natural gas. We increased the tax subsidy on bioenergy. We could have decreased this as well. Renewables, we had taxes higher. We had nuclear, we had taxes higher. And then we didn't do anything with the carbon price, 0. We had decreased energy efficiency, which had decreased building energy efficiency. We had increased population up to 11.4 billion. And we had economic growth that was 2.5% a year of the global GDP. And deforestation increased by 1% per year. That's cumulative, right? There you can see. Temperature is increased up to 5 degrees Celsius, which is 9 degrees Fahrenheit, right? CO2 parts per million is 1098, guys. 600 points increase. Sea level rises 0.8 meters. That's almost 3 feet. And we have not avoided a lot of CO2. We've added more. And the discounted cumulative damage is about $11,470 trillion. It's incalculable damage. The most pessimistic model I have done. Why I've done this is to show you where we're headed if we don't change our policies. We have to do the exact opposite of what we are doing right now. This is the time to stop, and this is the time to take into action that climate change is going to have irrevocable damage to our ecosystem and our environment. That's what I understand from this data, and I want to communicate that, and I hope not to do it again. It's the most pessimistic modeling I'm done using onwards. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you don't need to do this again. You want to do the most optimistic model out there. Thank you.